Have a threesome with me and my dude, and I'm like, oh, hell no, we ain't about to do that. It's weird. But we go out to the birthday party or whatever, and I'm like I said, I'm having a good time. I actually walk in the club first, and then my best friend is outside because she's having some issues with like her baby daddy, which is super like crazy to me, because I'm like, bitch, I hope I don't have to get into no fight or no arguments today, because why is your baby daddy outside at your new nigga birthday party? Like, what are you doing? What is going on? It's too much. This is what I want. But while they're waiting out there, I go in and I greet him. I tell him happy birthday. I'm like so excited to see him, because he's ultimately like, he's a cool person. And it's like, if you cool, then I'm gonna be cool. You know how it goes. So I go in and I greet him, and I feel like, look, I done got fucked up. But let me tell y'all this right here, right now. For the people be like, I don't remember. I was drunk as hell. Y'all remember. You remember. Stop playing. You remember. What happened. But I guess because he was drunk or whatever, like, I greeted him, hugged him like I do anytime. He pulled me in by the waist, and he was hugging me by my waist, like, rocking me back and forth, like, now, if that would have been my man, I would have been like, I would have been feeling it. But I was like, I was pushing him above me. I'm like, Wes, what are you doing? And he like, why you always playing with me? Like, nigga, because I play with everybody. I'm like Meg Thee Stallion. When I meet you, I treat you, and I'm working you like a job, okay? Let's just be clear here. And you're my friend's man. Like, unlike her, I would never cross that boundary. I'm not even like that, so... Cuddies. But yeah, so those two basically, like, I'm in there with him, and then I see him, like, he's talking to another girl. So again, I'm trying to facilitate him, because I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I understand it's your birthday, but like, I don't want my I guess honestly, I'm gonna tell you this, like, you know how you think you know somebody? I would honestly say, like, my former best friend, like, Nene Applebaum, like, I thought I knew her, and I didn't know her at all. Like, she definitely has some character traits that I could definitely do without, that I hate. I'm just gonna say, I strongly despise. Like, I could tell you countless stories about my best friend. Like, when that heifer drink, I really don't know who she is. She like 6 different people. Because the stuff that she done did to me done been real questionable, like. But, you know, I guess you just, you know, you roll with the punches. You got to take the good with the bad, but when she comes in the club or whatever, like, she's all over the place, and I start to see, like, oh my God, like, girl, you okay with your man being over? Okay. And then later, like, like I said, if you like, I'm the type of person, if you like it, I love it, because then all in the same token, this is not my man, this is yours. So only thing I can do is, if you get into a physical altercation, knock a couple of bitches out, pull somebody up off of you, do what I gotta do. But outside of that, I don't have nothing to do with nothing else, and I'm not gonna have anything to do with anything else. So it is what it is. We end up talking while we there, and we end up going outside, and she's like, yeah, like, I'm super pissed. My baby daddy keep coming up here. He trying to start stuff with me on Wes's birthday. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, girl, that is your fault, because how would he even know to come up here? Like, that's all you. He even tried to bust her window out, like, as we were leaving the club at the end of his party, like. I was embarrassed because I don't like stuff like that. Like, I don't like to get into it with my mate in public. Like, let's just keep that out. Okay, everybody ain't got to know what we going through. But we end up going back to his house, and we were laughing and having fun, and my best friend, like, she just, like, nah, this is what really pissed me off, because you already asked me. I said no. And then you tried to get your nigga to ask me. I went off and said no. Then furthermore, y'all done just said, fuck it, like, we gonna try to get you drunk or try to get you out somewhere, and yeah, we gonna take advantage of you. Like, that's really how I was starting to feel, because now by this time the party is over. We back at his house. He in the room. He drunk as hell. Like, he was fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. Because we just kept on bringing him shots. And then he had his friends there and all types of stuff. So, and then, like, it was just going up. So, he was really drunk. My best friend, she goes in the back room. And I'm like, girl, why would you leave me up here? I'm like, I'm about to go with them. Like, I'm not about to stay here with you. Like, she got to ask me, like, oh, just spend the night with us. Come on. But I'm on to it and I'm hip. Like, bitch, no, I'm not doing that with you. And, I don't want to. Stop asking. Like, that's another thing. Like, I heard Aquarius is like when people beg, but I don't think I'm that Aquarius who like that, because when you beg me, it's a turn off to me. Like, I instantly get turned off because I done said no, and it's like, get away from me now at this point. Yeah, get the fuck away from me. But this is just part 1 of the story, so stay tuned, and I'll be back with part 2. Okay, so hello. Yes, we are still rolling into the next story time. But so she trying to get me to spend the night, and I just did not want to spend the night. I'm like, nah, like, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna go with Precious, call it night. And that's exactly what I do. Like, I leave because I don't want to put myself in a position, you know, for nothing to go, you know, a way that I don't want it to go. And I know me personally, like, I'm not argumentative. I'll just get to swinging on everybody, then we'll just, you know, handle it from there. So it is what it is. But yeah, like, I end up leaving. So let's keep on down into more of the story, because it gets a little bit more juicier. Trust and believe me. So after this, like, we probably hang around each other a couple of more times, but I be on go and can't nobody hold me back. So yeah. I end up, like, we end up not seeing one another for like a long ass time. And I mean a long ass time, like a couple of years. And then I catch back up with her when I moved back from Vegas. Which is like, I think that was like 2016. Well, I moved back from Vegas 2017. So we end up linking back up 2017. She got her son now. Like, everything is good. Everything is going up. And we just all about good times. So, you know, this time we a little bit older now. We having good conversations. I'm a little bit more free and loose with things. Like, and my best friend is telling me about all the stuff that she did, all the stuff that she got into, and just some of it. I know she wasn't telling me all of it because my best friend, she goes up, she's lit. And she let her mess with guys who got money. So I'm sure she had some good times. But by now she's still with the same guy. And they now have a place together and all this stuff. Like, it's big old fun. And like, she invite me out to her house. I do stuff for her, like when she's not at work and everything. My best friend had even got me a job. So, you know, I was having fun. You know, I was having the time of my life, you know? Like, just doing what I gotta do. And this time, it's now her sister who's on my head for a threesome. And when I say like this is still this, like this is weird to me, it's not as weird, but it's still weird because I'm like, girl, what? No, stop. Why did y'all ask me this? Like, why do y'all feel comfortable enough to ask me this shit? But basically, I'm hanging out one day at her sister's house, and while we hanging out or whatever, like, she like, so we have another friend, and this is the friend that I was telling y'all about, like, in my first story time, like her story time. Like, we gonna say, I want to say his name, but we gonna say Falafel. That's what I call him, Falafel. So Falafel has come to visit us from Tennessee or whatever, and we like, I didn't go with them to go pick him up from the airport because I think I was at work or I was doing something, but I ended up meeting up with them, and we gonna stay at P.U.S.H house, which is Nene Applebaum's sister. So we gonna stay at P.U.S.H house, and then tomorrow we gonna hang out with Nene Applebaum, and we gonna go to the casino. We gonna go check him into his room, all this kinds of stuff, whatever. So we spending the night at P.U.S.H house, and she have her little boyfriend come over, like one of her little boos, which is cool. Like, okay, we're about to go to bed anyways. I'm high as hell. I ain't gonna hear nothing. I ain't gonna remember nothing. So do whatever it is that you do. So me and Falafel, we sleep out on the couch or whatever. Or no, I think Falafel slept on the floor. Cause you know, like, gay people, they be on go. Like, when they talk about yours, they could talk about you just a little bit, and it make you feel like it's a whole lot. But he didn't want to sleep on her couch. He was like, it was cheap and it was hard. So Falafel slept on the floor, and I still slept on the couch and put pillows all up under me. But while we was getting ready to go to bed or whatever, and she done invited her friend, and for some reason, I do not know why, but P Nasty was crawling around on the floor. Now, if you know me, you know I'm goofy and I'm dingy as hell, and like, if I see you doing something like that, like, it's really not gonna go over right for you, because I'm gonna talk about your ass. Like, and I was like, why is you crawling around on the floor? I was like, what is wrong with you? And then Falafel was laughing like real loud and obnoxious, like like really just making it even worse. Like, but eventually she ended up stopping, and she just kind of like went in the room because she saw, like, no. And my thing was, this is another thing, like, people will ask you for a threesome with somebody, or even just with themselves alone. Like, they'll ask you for a threesome knowing they look bold as hell. Like, what the fuck I look like having sex with you? Like, threesome's supposed to be lit. Threesome's supposed to be with people that you like. You know, not with just, our weave don't bounce the same. Get away from me. Period. We don't get our nails did the same. You get regular polish. Get away from me. Like, that's really how I be feeling. Like, but what I felt about this was, my friend, like, if you want somebody to have a threesome with you, you should not tell them, like, oh yeah, the guy that we gonna have a threesome with, like, yeah, like, he broke into my house before and he stole all my stuff.
It's different.